So I want to make sure we're ready for tomorrow. All right. So, again, let's go through this and do as much as we can. All right. Yes.
Number 14.
All right. Let's take a look at 14.
No, this is two questions. No. It says the distance from the pendant, the center of the pendant to its edge is 5.3 centimeters. But wouldn't the edge be the side of the square?
Hold on. So, Serena's wearing a pendant that was made by inscribing a square ruby into a sterling silver circle. All right. So, if you were looking at it, there's your square. All right. It says the distance from the center of the pendant to its edge is 3.5 centimeters. Yeah. Inscribing a square ruby. The distance from the center to the edge. I would probably say that's what that is.
But isn't the edge the side of a square? Same the edge of the pendant.
Yeah, this would be to the ruby though. That's how I kind of was thinking about it. You see what I'm saying or not? No. Okay, so when you're putting jewelry into, you just can't wear a diamond, right? It's got to be set in something to hold it, right? So that's the only thing I'm thinking of, all right? So it's not saying the distance from the center to the ruby. It's saying the distance from its center, the distance from the center of the pendant to its edge. The whole thing, I believe, is considered. Now, you could, I believe, draw it this way and it would be the same thing. It's just not as helpful. You agree with that now? All right. Again, it's not going to be. They're straightforward on the exam. All right, anyway. All right. So find the area of the pendant that is not covered. So you all good now? Yeah. All right. So somebody else want to know something? Good. 15? This one right here? Okay, so to me that looks like this is 5. Do you agree? Mm-hmm. But actually, you could say, if you wanted to, that the shaded region is 2/5. Do you agree? So you can take, or you can find the area of this sector, find the area of this triangle, and then multiply, or subtract them, and then multiply by 2. Figure that. All right, so there's several ways of doing that.
How would you find the area of that little sector?
That's what we're going to do right now. All right, so its area is equal to pi r squared times n over 360. You agree with that? And now because it's a pentagon, 360 divided by 5 I think is 72, right? Yeah. Or you can just say that it's what? 1/5. Right? And the radius is what? 5, right? So the area of one sector would be, is that right? 5 pi? Everybody good with that? So again, just to make sure you're hearing me, this whole thing, that whole thing is 5 pi, right? Right? Now I'm just going to find the area of the triangle. Right? We're going to subtract out the triangle. And so this right here is 5, and this is 5. So if I draw this down, this becomes a 36, right?
Oh wait, no, you don't know the box. Okay.
Well, I did.
Right. You have to do trig on this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we're going to say the sine of 36 is equal to x over 5. You agree? And this is x right here. So x equals 5 times the sine of 36. Do you agree with that?
That's 2. That's 3. 2.9.
2 point. All right, so then multiply that by 2, okay?
And that's
So now, remember, we're going to try to keep it exact. So 5 pi minus 1/2. You just came up with an answer, correct? Because you multiplied it by 2, just keep it in your calculator, right? You can store it, well, whatever you want to do. All right. Now, you said, tell me what you said that was?
5.9.
About 5.9. Now, I need this right here, right? Because that's the height, right?
Or you just do sine of 8.
Or you can do 25 minus your answer squared, and then take the square root of that.
Well, you have to
Or-
half. You have to half 5.9.
Well, no, that's why I wrote this down 5.9 here. All right, this right here is 5.9. You're not having 5.9.
Well, how far is the
Oh, no, yeah. No, so there must be a mistake. Are you sure? Do sine of 30,
2.9.
2.9.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, I'm sorry. So this is 2.9, right? I thought you said it was 5.9. That's my fault.
I said 2.9, then you said multiply by 2.
Yes, I got you. You're correct. So now do 25 minus 2.9 squared, then take the square root of that, and that'll give you the height. What is the height now? Or somebody said you can do the cosine.
4.01.
About 4.01. Anybody else get 4.01?
It has to be 4.01 or you get answer.
What's the matter? Come on.
So after you did, what was the first thing you did? After you did sine, what were you doing? Like, why were you doing the sine? What you did? Why did you?
Well, it's because there's people are just trying to figure out the height several different methods.
So
One person was using trig to find the height, and the other person was using the Pythagorean theorem.
No, you have to use trig first.
Well, you have to use trig to find this right here.
But then you can just use.
But then you can do Pythagorean theorem to find the height.
find the hypotenuse.
You already have one.
We already have the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 5.
Okay.
So essentially what we have is this right here. You have this right here. This is 5. They said that was 2.9. I now have to find the height. This is a right triangle. Yeah, I just did this.
Okay.
But he was saying you could also do just the cosine.
Yeah. And what is when it says area equals 5 pi minus 1/2 in parentheses answer? What is answer?
Well, that was when we figured out the base.
Okay.
He said the answer was 5.9, and I just said, you with me? Right?
Minus 1/2.
Then we're multiplying it by h,
Area of the
Okay.
right? Because we said we're trying to find the area of,
1/2 base times height. Gotcha.
all right? So what was the height? What did the height come out to be?
4.0.
Like 4.07.
And 2.
Right.
No, just use the whole thing.
And then this, yes, you have to be real careful. So that, like 5.8, 5.9. I don't care. I don't care. We all know.
What
What?
did you get the 36 for?
360 divided by 5 is 72. 72 divided by 2 is 36. Okay, now just multiply 5 pi minus 1/2 times 5.9 times 4.07. And then you have to take that answer and multiply it by what? By 2. Thank you. Yeah, because we have one more to go over here, right? I'm listening.
7.4.
So the total overall answer is 7.4?
Yes, I did.
Good. Somebody confirm that. Yes, good for you.
Oh.
Um, So what we did was we found the area of the circle and divided it by 5. The area of the circle was 25 pi divided by 5. You hear me?
Why did you divide?
Very good question, because we're looking for this right here. That's that area. You agree? And then I'm going to subtract out the what? I'm going to subtract out the triangle, and that will leave me with this region right here. Well, that wasn't good. It'll leave me with that region. Do you agree with me? And then multiply by 2. All right. Nice little problem. Somebody else. Go.
Is there a certain decimal you want us to run?
I don't. It'll be multiple choice, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Honestly, I made a mistake because yesterday, this thing right here, I'm surprised no one even brought it to my attention, but I don't really care because I have lots of questions. But what do you think this is right here?
Exam. The last exam.
That was last year's chapter 11 and 12.
Is that the one?
Wait, that's on our thing?
Wait.
You
is that
guys are the
on
ones that told me yesterday,
That's the one that he first gave us.
Oh.
and I accidentally clicked the wrong button.
No.
And then no one even said anything.
I just assumed it was a
Yeah,
I know.
We just thought
It's, I know. It's just a comedy. Go, tell me.
Number 16.
Yes,
I don't know how to
no,
find
nothing's ever the same.
I don't know how to find the lateral area.
Of what?
I just don't know how to find it.
Okay, so remember, the lateral area is just the area around the walls.
So like
But we've never really done the lateral area.
like
It's the lateral area is always the perimeter times the height. The perimeter times the height is literally what the lateral area is.
So the formula for finding that would be
Now, listen, the lateral area, if you look here on this figure, would be the 4 walls. The surface area would include the 4 walls. Exactly. So the quickest way, remember what I tried to show you, is if you lay this out, if I were to cut it right here and lay it out, it would just be one giant rectangle. Right? So this distance right here is the perimeter, and that's the height. That's how easy it is. The lateral area of a prism is always the perimeter times the height. The lateral area of a pyramid is not the same, right? Because in a pyramid, you're dealing with triangles. So the lateral area would be 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. Ryan, what?
Well, but this one isn't asking for.
I'm totally with you. She was asking me to explain what lateral area is. What?
Okay, but if you how are you getting it so it's just one long thing? Wouldn't it be if you did it like that and have 2 wings on the sides? That's
So this is what it would be. Look right here. This, then this, then this. So this right here would be, let's say, for example, this is the front. Then this could be the right, this could be the back, and this could be the left wall.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So there's no tops or bottom.
There's no top or bottom, right? The top or bottom is made when you create that box, right? That's a good summary. The lateral area is just no bases, or you could just say it's the walls. Very good. So
the lateral area of that would be 512.
I don't care.
Wait, yeah?
All right.
So it'd be 64
The
times
perimeter,
8, right?
32, 64 times 8.
Yeah.
64 times 8, 512. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
There's no, but this one's a sword, right?
Okay.
Can
What
you repeat
net-
that problem?
16.
Okay, so you have to multiply by 2. So 64 times 2 is 120.
No.
No.
No, but there's 2 bases.
No, there's one base, there's an open box.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, open box. Directions.
Yeah.
Darn it, I would miss out on a test.
So
I would
that's why I put it there.
What's
Wait, can you do that? Can you do that?
61.
Can you do that problem?
Yeah, we just did 600. What did we say? The perimeter times height.
Circumference is like the
512. Now it says find the surface area of the outside of the open box. So I would double check it to see if they mean just one base or two bases. So what's 20 times 12? 240. And then that would be 752.
what is that? What is
512 is the lateral area.
Why do you need a lateral area?
Because we're finding the surface area.
We don't need that.
Well, the surface area is the lateral area plus the area of the bases.
Oh, that's so
So 2B in the lateral area is the
Or you can
perimeter.
just do a little formula on that.
Where do you get sun from? Get that.
Wait, so if it was like a normal, if it wasn't like an open box, would you do yeah, thank you.
And 12. Would you times 245 too, or?
What's the matter?
Wait, so you need 240 times 2? If it was close.
If it was closed.
What
And then.
surface area equals
Yes,
base
yes.
times
Stop talking.
perimeter height.
I like the old Sam. Go.
I know.
Brad did it tall.
25.
All right, let's talk about 25. But hold on. The new Sam, are you okay with my
Oh,
instruction?
I got number. I need number 25. Oh yeah, I got.
You said you would do 16.
I did it.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm going to do 16
Oh, I already
first.
did that one. It's
All right. So it says, find the right cylinder. All right, so the lateral area, right, is the circumference times the height, because that's the perimeter.
Oh, so
All right. So if I'm looking at a cylinder, the surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Now just listen. The 2 pi r squared represents the two bases. All right, so this is 1 pi r squared, and 1 pi r squared will give you 2 pi r squared. So the 2 pi r h is the lateral area. And remember, the lateral area is the perimeter times the height. Well, the perimeter of a circle is called the circumference.
it'd be
Yeah.
6 times pi times 17.
So the lateral area is just 2 pi times the radius times the height. 51 times 2. 102 pi.
Would it be the same thing if it was pi d8?
Pi times d, yes. The reason they just leave it as 2 pi r is because there's an r in this formula.
Oh,
All right?
And it should be
wait,
calculated.
I missed all that.
What?
25.
All right.
Wait, no. Don't
Is that
read this. I started reading it. Go
Is
on
that good or
by.
not?
You have like so many days left.
No, am I taking this tomorrow?
Sure.
She's.
Wait, am I?
You did just as much as we have.
Came back to that.
Look, I know we did lateral area, but it should be 150. Shouldn't it?
Okay. So now, for the lateral area of a cone, we did the surface area. So let's talk about it. The surface area is pi r squared plus pi rl. Pi r squared represents the what? Represents the circle, the area of the base. So the lateral area is pi rl, and L is the slant height.
Yeah, and that's the side, that's 12.
All right.
That's 12.
So in this case, it is 12, right? So pi times 2 times 12, which is 24 pi, which is 72 approximately. There you go.
Okay, so it's not 2 pi r because there's no 2 circles.
This is the lateral area of the cone.
Wait, why isn't it?
Man, you guys are just killing me today, man. Killing me. You guys are saying things. All you have to do is just take a look at the figure. Somebody said, wow, there's not two bases. Yeah, brilliant. All you got to do is look and see there aren't two bases. Come on.
Isn't the formula for circumference 2 pi r? Like, I don't know why.
Because I want to keep the R consistent.
Because, remember, this right is not it's not a triangle anymore, right? So, do you remember the formula for the lateral area was 1/2 perimeter times slant height? Do you agree?
Oh, so
Come on now, listen to me. This is a good question, all right? Because he's confused about why there's no 1/2 when there was a 1/2 in the other formula, all right? So I'm trying to show you what's the perimeter formula. The perimeter of a circle is what? 2 pi r. So it's really 1/2 times 2 pi r times L. You see how it all comes together, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you understand the formulas, there aren't 500 formulas to memorize. There's really just a couple. All right? But you have to know the basic shapes and formulas for area and perimeter of some of the basic shapes. And then if you know that, all of it's really simple. All right? Now you understand why it's just pi r L and not 1/2. All right, go.
So can we just do the surface area for this one?
Yeah, so the surface area would just be this answer, 24 pi plus
The area of the
space, pi r squared, so it'd be 4 pi. So 28 pi should be the answer.
So the 24 pi represents the lateral area.
Exactly.
Oh,
Everything to the left.
Good.
so
I'm not sure what you're saying. Anything to the left is the lateral area?
The surface area, in all the surface area equations, all the
You mean to the right?
the right side is all the lateral area stuff.
after the plus sign.
Okay, I'll believe you. What?
Actually, he is right.
He is right.
24.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yes, just 25.
Wow,
you really cracked yourself up.
All right, this is hilarious. All right, so now we're going to do the surface area. Just to give you a little heads up, tomorrow, listen, the lateral area is kind of important, but all of the questions are going to be dealing with the what? Surface area. All right, because in order to do the surface area, you have to find the lateral area.
So are you never going to ask us what line area?
No, I'm not.
You still have to find it.
No, you're still going to have to find it, though.
Yeah, but you're just not going to ask.
No, I'm not going to ask you. All right. So again, I'm finding number 24. Who asked me about 24? You okay with that? I'm going to do just the surface area. All right. So to find the surface area now, keep in mind this is a good review problem because the denominator is a hexagon. The base is a hexagon. You know what I mean? You guys are killing me.
Mr.
All right.
Trout, I don't think your mind is just as much
Won't you miss us?
Right. I'm so going to miss you. All right. So here we go. There's my hexagon. So this is 4. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So there, to find the area of the base, it's going to be surface area is 6 times 1/2 times 4 times 2 radical 3.
Whoa.
You agree with that so far?
It's B.
Please, just calm
Right?
I mean, not B, I mean B.
Wait, then you do just like.
down. Wait. How did you get the 2 out of 3?
Because that's
30, 60, 90 triangle.
Then you have to do that times the 12.
Now, that would be the area of the base, correct?
Then you have to
add it to the perimeter times the height.
Right. So now, there are, again, if you want to think of it this way, there are 6 triangles also.
And that's where you get the surface.
So that's correct. So 6 times 1/2 times 4 times 12. Right?
Wait.
Now you add
you get 12.
It's 2 radical 3 times 6, 12.
Say, I'm listening to Trey. What?
Where do you get 12?
The slant height.
I'm
Do you
surprised
agree?
Cam not laughed.
This is the height. Listen. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me change it so you can see.
Oh, that's the area of the.
Shh. Right there. You see what I'm looking at?
Oh, is this the lateral
Yeah.
Buggy.
It's not like there's like.
There are 6 triangles. All right. So the correct answer was in fact B. Right? Because half is 6 times 4 times 12 is 144.
What? Why is it?
So that's the area of the base, the 2, the radical 3.
I know the answer.
And then the area of the whole thing is the 12. Yes?
I'm totally lost with what you're saying.
Oh.
This right here, we found the area of the hexagon. This is what the area of the hexagon is.
And that's 24 radical 3.
And that's 24
And
right.
that's the area of the, that's the lateral area.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, so what's
Just
like
look at
the
this
formula?
Look at how weird this is.
How weird you are.
What?
Area of the base.
It looks more like British.
Man, I
No,
remember
it
being
looks like
back
it's
up here.
That looks British.
Oh,
I'm trying to understand now.
Perimeter
I can't
times
decipher
slant
this
height.
language right now.
That's
It's not
British.
even the language.
Or there are
it's
6
the
triangles.
lettering.
That's British.
Especially because sometimes.
All right, who else?
wait, hold on.
It comes.
No, it doesn't.
What? Nothing else?
No, there's definitely more stuff.
Ryan.
Oh, okay, so it's
That's just
number 30. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Is it
Nothing, R. Kelly, you're perfect.
It's B.
Find the volume. So the formula, I
So many
believe,
things to know.
Right, I got
volume
You just have to know
equals
the shape.
1/3 pi r squared times h, right?
Yeah.
And so this right here is 30, correct?
Yeah.
So this right here
Is 8 radical 3.
is 8 radical 3.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time I go.
So now 1/3 pi times 8 radical 3 squared times 24.
And then I got 603.2 meters cubed.
So
And
this is 3 cancels 8 times 24, right? 192 pi, is that what you got? Oh, wait a minute, 64. No, 64 times 24. Do 64 times 24 times pi. I think that's what it is.
how's that 8 radical?
Is it A or B?
64 times
Yeah.
24
Times radical 3 is
times pi.
But why is it 64 times?
Yeah, so this, you see this squared?
Yeah.
You're squaring the 8 and squaring the radical 3.
Well, where'd the radical
Yeah,
where'd
the
radical
Oh, so it's 24 radical 9.
No, 24.
Because
No, 24
Yeah.
times 3. Oh my god. 72.
64 radical 9.
Wait,
72.
So then, no, then you have to add in
64 radical 9 is
What?
64
No,
times
the
It's
3.
radical 3
72.
the
I
radical
looked away
3
from the board for like 4 seconds.
What?
and
Square
radical
radical
3
times radical 3 is 3.
72.
It'd be 64 times.
Wait, what?
24.
Wait, where radical 3 go?
Where did it 3?
Because the 8 times
cancel
3 is
out.
24.
There was a 1/3.
Radical 3 squared is 3.
Oh, okay.
Then
Oh,
8
I'm
times
sorry,
3.
cancel
Wait, why does the 1/3
Join
cancel
us.
out?
The 3.
Oh my god.
Let me
So,
check this in the
For,
calculator.
can you go to the figure?
What is there to go over?
So for the figure, that means the hypotenuse would be,
I don't care about the hypotenuse.
like, what would it be?
16 radical 3. What difference does it make?
So,
I'm not interested in the surface area.
Divide by
It's in the volume.
1/3.
1/3 pi r squared h.
I get that, but like 8 radical 3 is like if you divide by radical 3.
Yes.
And then to get the hypotenuse, you multiply.
I don't need the hypotenuse.
But like if you did,
If
Just say it's asking lateral area.
Is that the area or the volume?
Be twice that. 16 radical 3. My hypotenuse is 16 radical 3.
I thought you had to multiply by it.
I can't help that. You multiply by 2. Go from the 30 to the...
Okay.
What?
I just don't understand how 8 radical 3 squared.
64? It's not. It's not. Look. 1/3 pi. Now I'm going to do 8 radical 3 times 8 radical 3 times 24. That's a better way of looking at it.
Oh.
Radical 3, radical 3 times radical 3 is what? 3. Divided by 3, what happens? They cancel out.
Oh,
And I think that A is supposed to be a B.
So 8 times 8 times 24 times pi is the correct answer. Yes.
29.
Wait.
Wait, is that
Oh, wait.
is that A supposed to be a B? Are you trying the volume? Why does it say area?
Why is it
A equals
8 radical
4.
Because, oh, wait, it's meant to be a B. 194.
Okay.
All right. What did you want again? 29. Here we go. So a square pyramid has a height that's 8 centimeters and a base with a side that's 9 centimeters. Find the volume. So again, because it's a square pyramid, all right, volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So the height is what?
Height is
8. You agree? The area of the base would be what? 81.
Wait, A squared is long as base. What do you think? No, it's a pyramid. Just kidding.
I think the answer is C, isn't
But
it?
if it's base times height, why is it 81 times 8?
9 times 9.
Why?
All right. I know we're having troubles here, so let's draw a square pyramid.
Okay.
Right? The
That's
base.
how you draw a square.
9, 9.
How else would you draw a square pyramid?
I do one like.
Can I just not take the test? Can I draw all the pictures? I
You
like
just
drawing.
draw.
All
All right.
Maybe
I've
I
seen
do
your
it like
drawings.
that.
I'm sure they'll be
No, but
good.
I like drawing pictures.
Wait, do that illusion.
Anybody else?
Look.
Can we do,
Can we?
Wait, I have one. Did you do a breakdown?
can you do 28?
28. A cylinder whose height is 5 meters has a volume of 320. So volume of a cylinder V equals pi r squared times h. V is 320 pi. Equals pi. Do we know what the radius is?
No.
But we know that the height is 5. So 320 divided by 5 is what? 64? 64.
And you just cancel
8.
the pies out.
Wow.
You can
Answer
cancel,
is 8.
you can cancel the pies out.
Brilliant.
Cancel the pies.
Brilliant. Cancel the
Pi
pi.
is 5.
Say that 5 times. All
Do you
right.
know it was
It'll
Pi
make
Day
it
a couple
any-
days ago?
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I got this one.
Why did you
Just
celebrate?
show-
Just feel like you're pie.
No, it closed down.
I know, it does. It made me so sad.
Your pies?
Your pie flowed.
Yeah, yours are cash.
Dude,
They always make me dough, and I always ate the
there
dough.
was no one ever in there, but it was so good.
It was so good. Oh, I have a question.
Your pie floats? I love
Come
your
on.
pie.
Ew, no one went in there.
What do you want?
2 people
It
there.
was so
It was
good.
in a weird spot, and also it's rare.
Location,
I didn't like your pie. I didn't like your pie. I like your pie.
Really?
Your pie's so good.
How
Yeah.
many sides?
Oh, it's the way you cute.
You're the reason
I
why.
don't know how to find that.
How many sides is a cube?
It has,
And people.
16. No, 12.
I want to will.
Throw a dice. That's a cube.
I want to will.
Yeah.
How many sides does a cube have?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Like, I don't know myself.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
What?
12.
What are you counting?
That's 12 sides.
What is like
count the edge. Count side.
You can realize.
I'm gonna draw a cube.
How many numbers are on a cube?
Six.
You
How many
can
numbers
roll
are
a
on a die?
Oh, you're talking.
No one needs to go into my paper.
The sides, not the edges.
Six.
I think you need to go back to listen to the tape where it says I'm smart. Right? Six. So that means that each side has an area of 9.
Yes. I want it.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
You're wearing it around the neck.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll just like use my back.
So that means the cube
Ryan, what do you think about
Yeah, magical. Oh wait, is that you?
Wait, how's it three?
You have to be made
times
into
3
a.
is.
No, I'm just
Magical dead powers.
Wait, you said everything.
Hey,
Nine
Sam, 9 times 6 is 54. And there's 6.
It's like that diamond person.
You're already established.
Oh, yeah.
Took us 5 minutes, but we established it.
You established it.
Something
Watch
is
this, watch
wrong.
this, watch this. Come here, William.
Okay.
What a useless power.
What a useless talent.
Okay, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make this really.
Okay, pretend this William's
I was
face.
so impressed with
And
myself.
then there.
Buddy,
Oh,
you.
oh, William
Can't say buddy.
What?
You hate it.
That's so
There are 6 walls.
Yeah.
So 54 divided by 6 is.
I like how it actually
You
does
are
it.
not-
So that means that each wall has an area of 9.
Oh, each wall's an area. Okay, I got it now. I thought you said the side was 9. Wait, so this means the edge is the side. On the other problem, you said the edge. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay.
That's literally William.
No, they don't look the same at all.
3.